Okay, and now we are going live on Facebook. Sorry for the delay. Right, and now we are on Facebook Live. Hi, everybody. Okay, welcome to our Zoom call today. We have today with us Bernard Chan and Skip Archimedes. You're in for a treat. And I'd like to introduce my co-host, Bernard Chan. Bernard Chan, would you like to say something here?
Yes, hi everybody. Good afternoon, good day to you. Yes, and as Sam says, you're in for a treat. With the always full of energy, Skip Archimedes.
Yes. Skip, are you ready to rock and roll? Skip? Okay.
I'm always ready to rock and roll. You know me.
So we're going to introduce Skip by playing a video. Right?
You know, all of us, we have challenges, we have obstacles that we need to overcome in our lives. But as we all know, it's not what happens to us in our lives. It's how we react to it, what we do with it. And today, I want you to meet an individual who has overcome enormous challenges in his life. And he travels the world and helps people everywhere have better lives. And he has put together a system that is truly life-changing. And by way of video, I want you to meet the one and only Skip Archimedes.
Skip was a competitive gymnast who overcame serious illnesses, a coma, allergies, a family breakup, and depression to become a gymnastics champion. Then, during training, he experienced a living nightmare and broke his back. Doctors and specialists said he would never walk again. Unwilling to accept this fate, and inspired by Bruce Lee, he discovered forgotten secrets and used the power of his body, mind, and spirit to heal. 18 months later, he had returned to become the English acrobatics champion. He went on a worldwide quest to meet and work with international natural health experts to discover how to harness the miraculous abilities of the human body. Armed with these secrets and wisdom, he has worked with Sir Richard Branson, Sir Andrew Lloyd Webber, and is now a transformational coach to the rich and famous. An internationally acclaimed speaker, author, recognized expert on TV shows, in magazines and newspapers globally. Having trained thousands of people at his live events around the world, he has dedicated his life to helping people like you overcome physical, nutritional, emotional, and spiritual challenges. Imagine looking younger, feeling younger, and living a life of health, happiness, and vitality at any age. Discover how Skip can help you set yourself free and become the best you can by activating your mind, body, and spirit.
Everybody, this is David Avocado Wolf, and I want to encourage you to check out my friend Skip's Supercharge Your Life program. The guy's amazing. We call him the Miracle Man because he has come back from excruciating defeat all the way to champion several times in his life. He walks his talk, he's a lot of fun, and he's gonna leave you with an empowering vision and feeling in your body, unlike probably you ever had before. That's how amazing this guy is.
When you go through this process, you're gonna be connected with so many parts of what you are. You're gonna be reconnected more instinctively to the planet. And what's cooler about that, you're going to be reconnected with the universe that we reside in, because most of us are cut off from the spiritual aspect of who we are.
He's a born entertainer, crowd pleaser. And what he's developed here is a non-intense process. I have the concentration span of a gnat, literally. I sit in rooms, and if you will lose, I get bored so easy, you will lose me within a second if you don't interest me. Skip captivates you to the point where He does it so calmly and so brilliantly. He has a way about it. Every element about it is fun. It's broken up so brilliantly. It's driven brilliantly. It's choreographed brilliantly. Every element of it is fantastic. But let me tell you something, I'm an actor, and I know none of this is staged. He goes with the audience, he goes with his team, he goes with the crew that he's coaching, he fills them and he works, and this is the brilliance of somebody that can hold a room. Talent's one thing, but to keep a room interested in you for that amount of hours in one day is a gift in itself. You can't acquire it. And that's what the man has. He captivates you and he keeps you with it. Keeps you with it. It's just an amazing experience. So you have to be here to believe and understand it.
So here we are in Asia with my new family. So all I'm asking is, Asia, how you feeling?
This lets you know about how much you don't know about your health and your vitality. And what's the point of making all that money if you're only going to die due to lack of action and lack of the right education? This man has deconstructed what I spent a good $150,000 in cash to learn. And what I learned was, unfortunately, incredibly incorrect. It made me look a little better, but inside, all messed up. I tell you something from the heart. This man is the answer to you being here longer with your children and being vital and doing things with your business where your business becomes your passion and you live a life that's extraordinary.
I wasn't quite sure what to expect when I came here, but I thought I'd just trust the process, trust Skip, and it's been fantastic. I've been reminded about some of the health things I know but I'm not necessarily doing, and also had a fantastic education and really had clarity. There's a lot of confusion about what's right for you, what isn't right for you, but really clarity from being here with Skip. This is kind of a combination of a number of factors. So it's got yoga, it's got meditation, it's got education, there's a lot of group exercises, you're really connecting with other people. That's why I think this is different. Yeah, it was well worth the investment to come on this with Skip. If you want to take your health seriously, and at the end of the day, health is the most important thing. What's good of wealth if you don't have health?
Hi, I'm John Caleb, and people call me here, even media calls me the Philippines #1 success coach. And I've been trying to attract somebody who can actually professionally guide me. And so, as they say, seek and you shall find, and when you ask, it is given. And I think that is wisdom that has to be spread throughout the world. Skip taught us emotional control, and I have taught thousands of people in my wealth seminars. But I've also gone to so many workshops around the world with the best gurus. Of all the workshops that I have attended, this one really, really rocks. And this one really shot me through the heart to make important changes. And this is a must for everybody who wants to live a better quality of life. I think it's not just the length of life that you want to extend here. More importantly, what I got, it's how you're going to improve the quality of your life. So even if you're at age already, every moment you can enjoy it because you have so much energy, you have so much passion, and you have so much happiness and fulfillment in you, and you can give more to people. And it's going to take you to the next level, not just in your life, but also in your business. Skip, I think you have a unique message because as a success guru, I've met so many success gurus in the world, but you have a niche, becoming forever young. And I think that's a large part of what's lacking in the teachings of success is that part. You are that instrument of the divine to take it to the world. And this is going to be valuable because what will you do with money if you lose your health? So, but nobody really awakens people in the best way possible that you do because you have technologies, you have steps, you have activities, and you have that gift to make, complicated things into simple to understand things which are very, very easy to apply. And I'm really hoping that you will touch not only the Philippines, but the whole world with your message.
Hi there. 1 second. James?
We are online. We're
Yes,
online,
we are.
Sam?
Go ahead.
Good to go?
Yes.
Awesome. First of all, welcome. We have 36 people on here today, which is awesome, which is more than Tuesday. So I want to honor every single person for showing up today. What I'd like to know is, first of all, obviously there's more people on here today than there was on Tuesday. So for everyone that has actually joined us on Tuesday, Monday.
Tuesday.
It was Tuesday. Tuesday. I had people in the background saying Monday, Tuesday. So for everyone that was here on Tuesday, I'd love to know what your biggest takeaway was. So put in the chat box what your biggest takeaway from the session was. If you watched the replay, what was your biggest takeaway from the day one replay? Put it in the chat. Because remember, where focus goes, energy flows.
Okay, James, you would have to put everybody on mute.
Everyone on mute. Yeah, cool. I'll do that now.
I think many of the people who attended Tuesday, they've already signed up. That's why they are not back here. They're busy doing something else.
As I say, Skip's got some awesome stuff to share today. So, right, let's crack into it anyway. So, what is your intention for today then? So, here we go. So, Sonia said energy. That's awesome. We had a good chat yesterday. Energy is everything and everything is energy. Love it. So, if you weren't here then, let's divert and let's adapt and flow. So, what's your intention for today? So, if you haven't been here already, what's your intention today? What takeaway do you want to get from Skip today? Because where focus goes, energy flows. Put it in the chat. So I've seen Bernard said, what's your identity that you can operate from? That's awesome. And if you're live on Facebook as well, and you can see us on Facebook, put in Sam's comments what your intention is for watching the watch party on Facebook today. So how to become and sustain as an effective leader. That's awesome. That's so important for what we need in the Enagic business. So how to focus on wealth, unable to. Awesome, Sonia. I know that's from the heart. Cheyenne, be energetic throughout the day. Awesome. Love it. Luckman, influencing or persuading other people. Awesome. You're going to get some clarity around that today. 100%. Breakthrough. Awesome. So what I'm going to do, keep putting this in the chat because I know we are pressed for time today. I know Skip has so much value he wants to get through within the next 60 minutes. So what I'm going to invite everyone to do, I'm going to look at everyone's camera and make sure everyone has their cameras on, and we're going to have a little boogie. We're going to get up and get energized because we can't be stagnant. If we want to be learning stuff, we have to be in a high state of energy to be able to receive stuff, because what you're going to get today, yes, Sonia, yes, what you're going to get today is so much value that can have the potentially not to only be life-changing, but also life-saving. So what we're going to learn today is how to supercharge our wealth, not just from a money perspective, but for all areas of life. So I invite everyone to stand up. Can you all stand up? I can see there's a few people not standing up. You should be standing up like kids, like bang, standing up straight away. So Sam's already ahead of the game. Sam's already putting his arms up. So all put your arms in the air. Give your fingers a little crack if you have to. Get out that stagnant energy. Up to one side, and then to the left, and then we like being a little bit cheesy here. So what we're going to do, we're all going to go to the gun show and then go bang, like that. Go to the gun show, bang, with all the energy. So what we're going to do a little run on the spot, get the energy flowing. If you've got them guns, show us them guns. So what we're going to do, is going to start clapping. We're going to welcome in Skip. So Skip's going to come around in a second, and we're all going to have a massive smile on our face. I always find this really weird doing this online, but when we do it at the events, it's exactly the same here. So welcome, Skip, Archimedes. Woo! Yeah. Right, we're mad.
You guys are as crazy as us. I love it. Now, let's just jump straight into the truth. When we get down to... So first of all, welcome everybody. And first of all, I invite you to please be undisturbed. Please make sure that you are not going to be disturbed when it comes to focusing on this screen for at least the next 60 minutes. What I'm going to be sharing with you, I promise you, if you apply this, you will see shifts in your life and you will start to improve. What it comes down to is wealth. That's what we're doing here. We're learning how to supercharge our wealth. So we need to understand what creates wealth. So just type in the chat very quickly, what does wealth mean to you? Let's just look at the absolute truth of what it means to you. Type in the chat, what does wealth mean to you? Because you're going to see very quickly that when people start to type in, so Satish says freedom. Galaxy says freedom. Satish says contribution as well. Sam says wealth means that you are living your life. And what he says by your life, you're really living on your purpose, because there's no point going out there working hard with no fulfillment. What we want is you working hard and smart, because nothing, however you look at it, guys, everybody's looking for a fast track. Everyone's looking for the hack. Everyone's looking for the gimmick. Everyone's looking for instant results. You know yourself. There's no such thing as instantaneous results unless you're winning with every single step. Now, what do I mean by that? So many people are looking for the bigger picture. When I've got the money, when I've got the millions in the bank and I've got money flowing in, then I can relax. There's such a myth, because what we understand is as we get wealthier and wealthier and wealthier, then what it means is that we're learning to be in flow and in truth with life. If we look at life out there, life grows in abundance. But there's a great story that I'd like to start today off sharing this story, where there was a clergyman, a man of religion. Now we're going back like, say, 50 years, where religion was quite a big thing on the planet. And the truth is, what we need to be is spiritual, because it's that spirit that I truly believe that humanity is missing. And when we can bring that spirit into our business, even when we're just in front of somebody, that whether we're doing a one-on-one demonstration or a one-to-many demonstration, what they're going to feel from you is something more than just the mind, something more than just the body. They're going to feel this essence of life breathing through you. So this is about you standing in your truth, because when you stand in your truth and you feel that, and I asked this question the other day, I'm going to ask it again, what's stronger, the truth or a lie? Type it in the chat. Type it in the chat. Now, I'm going to ask you guys to be interacting with this. Please don't be someone who just sits and watches the screen and does nothing, because otherwise what you're doing is you're creating a mechanism where you're not actively getting involved in the game of life. If we get down to the most fundamental essence of what all life is all about, guys, it's one word. What's that word? Type it in the chat. When we get down to the most fundamental essence of what all life is all about, what is it? Come on, one single word. Type it in, type it in, type it in. Someone says purpose, someone says truth, someone says happiness. Come on. Come on, you guys. Some of you have been with me before. You know what it is. What's that one word? When we get down to the most fundamental essence of what all life is created from, what is it? I can't believe you guys aren't getting it. God, I'm so glad you're in the right place. You're here. Guys, it's one simple word. It's energy. But what we've got to understand is that the energy can have many different frequencies. Energy could be toxic. Energy could be destructive. What we want to make sure we understand, and energy can be competitive. What we want to make sure we understand is for us to supercharge our wealth, we can have this. We can have this energy breathing through us. When we have this energy breathing through us, and it's a focused energy, it's not a competitive energy, not where we win at somebody else's expense, where we start to win with other people. And guess what energy that is? Guys, it's a creative energy. That's what our whole universe is built around. That's what your whole mind and body is built around. Every single cell in your body, guys, is made from energy. And guess what? You're made of about 75 trillion cells, up to 100 trillion cells. Each one of those cells works like a factory. You are powerful beyond measure. So we want to make sure that what you have, you start to use well. Hands up if you'd like to start to use yourself better navigating through life. Right, guys, here's where our game begins. Some of you are still looking at the screen. Now, if you're not putting your hand up when I invited that, the chances are you might be looking at something else, because I can see you. because this is about me sharing with you what's going to enhance the quality of your life. If you're not focused and being undisturbed and focused on this presentation, what you're doing is you're here physically, but mentally you could be somewhere else. Now, what's that showing? You're not present. There's no way you can be an effective leader unless you are present in the moment. If you learn how to be present, then guess what? You're in the moment and you're able to see what's needed so that you can add the value to a client, a customer, a family member, whoever you are in front of. This is about supercharging your wealth, guys. And if you learn how to take control of this thing, you can create anything you want. And I want to show you examples of some of my students who literally, since lockdown, guys, my students have literally raised and earned over $60 million US dollars. Now, that's a lot from somebody who is not teaching people specific money strategies. So how come I can have people who, like the owners of Success Resources, come to me and go, Skip, we haven't seen people get this amount of money results. What the hell are you doing? I'm understanding three things here, and this is what I want you guys to understand. Look at yourself, because when I said, if you master this thing, you master life. And as Confucius says, he who masters himself becomes the almighty warrior. What does an almighty warrior do? Stands up for the truth, comes back with a result, is strong in the way that each step that we go through life, we're strong, we're balanced, we're focused. And if somebody comes onto our radar and they're not in the truth, guess what? We have the strength, the balance, the wisdom to be able to stand in that truth. And what can that do? Overcome their own objections. Help you override their own objections. Because if you don't learn how to lead you well, what's the chances of you learning how to lead a team well? Pretty slim. So hands up if you want to learn how to lead a team well. By show of hands. Right, keep your hands up. Watch what's going on now, guys. Look at the screens. Look how long it took for other people to get their hands up. Can you see what's going on now? So here's what we're going to understand today. I want to go through 3 levels of mastery, because this is how it works, guys. Without you living with mastery, you got no chance in supercharging your wealth. If you learn these 3 levels of mastery and you apply them, guys, supercharging your wealth will be as normal as you putting your clothes on in the morning. That's how habitual we want this to be created through you. So if you really want to learn how to supercharge your wealth, stick your hands up and say, I. Guys, look how, guys, I don't believe that this is happening from a technical delay, because I'm getting half of you going up super quick and half of you are still doing this. What does that show? Remember, where focus goes, energy flows. That's the beauty. Guys, if you are on here now, please don't just listen to this like a podcast. Get your cameras on, guys. Because if you're not getting your cameras on, I can tell you now, your focus is going to be going elsewhere. And there's no point you being here. Seriously, there's no point. Unless you are focused on this. Because what I'm going to be sharing with you over the next 90 minutes, I'm going to squeeze into this time what you need so that you know how to take your next steps to improve the quality of your life. Now, supercharging your wealth, this is what it means to me. Guys, please do put your cameras on. Don't have me talking to a blank screen. We've got 46 people on here. And I think we've probably got about 4 people who've got their cameras on. Please put your cameras on. I'd like to see you guys. Are there humans at the end here, or am I dealing with AI technology? Am I dealing with bots? Yay, look at the cameras coming on now. Welcome. Oh, there are people. There are actual people at the end of this presentation. Isn't this beautiful? I'm not just talking at a screen. There are people. Now, the reason why I'm inviting you to put your cameras on is because as we talk, guys, I'm here to serve you at the highest level. This is what I want you to understand. Around the world, or the press, they labeled me the miracle man because of challenges that I went through, and I was able to bounce back from those challenges. What I'm here to tell you is that oh, guys, please. That's all right. I'm just muting you guys. What I'm here to tell you guys is that you are the miracle. You're living in an absolute miracle. Let's just understand the truth here. Every 3 seconds in your body, boom, all of us have about 50,000 cells die. And you're like, That's really inspiring, Skip. Thank you very much for telling me that. I just had 50,000 cells die. Oh, hang on. You just had another 50,000 cells die. Oh, and there's another 3 seconds. You just had another 50,000 cells die. Oh, but what's going on? How come no one is even noticing that there are cells dying? Because this is how phenomenal you are. Every 3 seconds, you've got 50,000 new cells emerging, which means what? That you are regenerating all the time. So that there are things happening within you, so that a year from now, physically, this physical thing that you can touch, pretty much every cell in your body is a brand new cell. Well, that got an amazing reaction. Look how amazed you lot are of how phenomenal you are. No one even reacted at all, because the reason why we're not reacting to that, because to me, every time I even say that, I'm like, oh my God, we're a freaking miracle. We are powerful beyond measure, because there are things happening now that because you can't feel it and it doesn't really affect your life, the critical part of the mind goes, well, what we do every a year from now, every part of me, brand new cells. So I'm a new person a year from now. So what? How's that going to improve my life? Because we have to understand the power and the intelligence that allows 50 guys. Think about 50,000 people. How big an arena would be with 50,000 people in. Think about every 3 cells, they're disappearing and new ones are emerging. What is emerging is the force of life within you, within every single cell. Now, isn't that something that opens you up to say, well, hang on a minute, if I've got a mind and I can think, I've got a body that I can live in, so what's making those cells regenerate? What makes my heart beat? There's another element to what you are. Now, does anybody disagree that we are a body, mind, and spirit? So what I want you to do is think about all of these 3 elements of you as an engine. And what we need to learn how to do is we've got to put fuel into the mind so that your mind doesn't get trapped into having the thoughts that most people go into. We now know, guys, it doesn't matter whether you're rich or poor, old or young, black or white. We now know that 90% of people's thoughts in the modern world are negative. So how's that possible? Because of what you're receiving. Now, I invite you to stop watching the news. I invite you to stop watching stuff that is going to put drama in your mind that could lead you to fear. Because what we're now seeing with this whole coronavirus, guys, it's nothing to do with the virus anymore. What's now being created, it's a fear epidemic. Now, that fear is going to control your mind. And if your mind goes into fear, guess what you release into your body? Fear. Now, can your thoughts make you well? Yes or no? Type that in the chat. Let me know. By a show of hands, can your thoughts make you well? By a show of hands. Of course. Can your thoughts make you ill? Yes or no? By a show of hands. So is it fair to say that if we want to learn how to supercharge our wealth, we have to take control of our thoughts? By a show of hands, does that make sense? Right. Here's what I invite you guys to do. Because some of you still look like this. And you're a little bit slow. Now, the reason why I'm being honest is because I want to serve you at the highest level. When I speak to kids, now you guys know me, I get to travel, well, obviously not at the moment, but usually before lockdown, I get to travel all around the world pretty much every single month. I'm in a different time zone, different country, traveling and teaching and sharing this wisdom to help people to awaken to the most powerful parts of what they are so they can go and live an extraordinary quality of life. And I'll show you some examples of people as we move through today's session so you can see what's possible. Now, if we are childlike, now let me just ask this question. I said this on Tuesday, but I want to remind you guys, do children, let's take children between 4 and 8 years old before too much of the systems that are in place have gotten inside these children's heads. So take children between 4 and 8. Hands up if you know any children between 4 and 8. Right, look how long you guys are taking just to respond, right? If I ask a child a question, here's what happens. They've got no filter. They've got no noise going on up here. There's no resistance. So when I ask the children a question, bang, their hands are shooting up so fast that what that shows me is they're actually present in the moment more than most adults. So let me ask you this question. Hands up if children have between 4 and 8, if they have more energy than most adults, by a show of hands. Good. Hands up if children learn faster, especially when it comes to this stuff, compared to most adults. Yes. Hands up if children speak the truth more than most adults, which we now know the truth has more weight than the lies. Hands up if children are in the moment more than most adults. Yes. Hands up if children have a lot more natural joy and happiness compared to most adults. Look at that. Look at us. Look. We've got Mexican waves flying all around the world now. Hands up if children, what else can we say about children? Hands up if children create more than most adults. If you notice when they wake up, they don't wake up and think, oh God, I've got to go and live another day today. They wake up and they start creating and playing immediately. Now, let me ask you this question, guys, because we've got to make stuff common sense. Who taught the children all of those qualities? And I could go on and name twice as many. Type it in the chat, guys. Type it in the chat. Who taught the children all of that stuff that I just mentioned? Do children have a lot more energy? Do children speak the truth more than most adults? Do children create more than most adults? Do children have a lot more joy and happiness? Do children have a lot more energy? Do children move their bodies more than most adults? So look at this, what you guys are saying. It's natural, in energy, naturally, 100%, guys. So if children are doing that stuff naturally, and we go back to what I said at the beginning, where we have to understand that when we get down to the most fundamental essence of what all life is all about, it comes down to one word, and that word is energy. But we now know with energy, there can be a toxic energy or a creative energy. So we want to make sure that we're in that creative energy like what children have. Because children up to a certain age, there's no competition. They don't go into the competitive energy. We've been programmed this stuff. What's natural, guys, is the creative energy. Guess what's going to take your business to the next level? That creative energy. Guess what's going to take your mind and body to the next level? That creative energy. Guess what's going to take your relationship to the next level? That creative energy. So hands up if you want to learn how to start to fire up the engine of this creative energy. Right, now you guys are starting to be a little bit more alert. Guys, some of you are still, because I can see you, some of you are still texting right now. Some of you still got your hand on your face like this, like, oh my God. Right, guys, we got to get some energy in the body right now. If I'm going to serve you at the highest level, please turn off your phones. Do not allow yourself to be distracted. The lady in the white t-shirt, please stop texting. The lady in the pink t-shirt, your name is Kareen. Please stop texting, Kareen. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. The reason I'm asking you to stop it is because why are you here if your focus is somewhere else? This is what people are trying to do, guys. They're trying to multitask. Multitasking doesn't work because where focus goes, energy flows, guys. Now, if you've shown up here to learn, at least honor yourself, to give yourself the gift of being in the present moment. Otherwise, what's going to happen? Because look, her body's here, but her mind is somewhere else. And I'm not picking on her. I'm just using this as an example because what we want for you guys is to get the best results. Otherwise, what's going to happen is I could be sharing something that was exactly what you needed to hear at that moment in time. And guess what? You're going to miss it. So, Kareen, all I ask is please be present with us today. Otherwise, you're going to be distracted. The mind, guys, is always going to be distracted. The mind is going to tell you stuff. Oh, I've got this to do. I've got that to do. I've got that. Guys, we've always got a to-do list that's a mile high. This is what happens when you become a business owner. This is what happens when you start to create life on your terms. But if we don't create the balance, and when it's time for you to learn to grow and become more, then guess what? You're going to stay distracted for your whole life. You're going to show up physically, but you're never going to be fully present. Being present in life is how you get to grow your business. Being present in life is how you get to connect with people that can be in your team. Because this isn't about selling water machines. This is about starting a legacy. This is about starting something where you can now build a team. You can fuel up a team. You can start to really be in the moment and see what the person in front of you needs, and then you're able to provide the solution because you're able to buy into their world. The number one thing when it comes to understanding people and helping people and influencing people at the highest level is you have to understand and appreciate their model of the world. Because otherwise what's going to happen is you're only going to take your model of the world and go into other people's worlds, and there could be resistance there. If you can go into their world and you can say, this person has a need over here, this person's got a need over here, what's going to happen is things will come up within you because you're now present, and the answer will bubble up to the surface, and you'll learn how to serve those people at the highest level. Now, what I'd like to do is the session that we did on Tuesday, and if you haven't watched the session on Tuesday, I invite you to watch that replay, because what we went into was around identity, and we need to understand that the identity of who you believe you are is how you're going to show up. So please type in the chat now who you have been playing life as and who you want to play life as, because there's going to be an identity shift. So it could be something along the lines of, I was showing up as a victim, but now I want to be a victor. I was showing up weak, but I now want to be strong. Okay, so Sonia's going up, showing up as a server. Now, Sonia's gone through our training, because there's a 3-day training that we run called Breakthrough Master Online, where what you're going to master, guys, if you want to come and do it, is you are going to master yourself. Now, you do that by understanding this. Now, if I had a magic lamp, and let's say that there was a genie that popped out, and the genie said that you've got one wish, what would it be? Now, most people are obviously going to say, well, I'd wish for more wishes, because that's the hack. That's how you win that game. But if you can actually only have one wish, what would it be? Type it in the chat. Let me know. If you had one wish, what would it be? Small business owner and mega business owner. Brilliant. So happiness, 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 self-mastery. Come on, type it in the chat, guys. Type it in the chat. Freedom, happy. Awesome. Brilliant. Brilliant. Okay, so look at all these different things, right? So we've got happiness and goals, love, presence, peace of mind, want to be an achiever, creator, peace of mind. Now, look what you guys are doing is you're doing this on one word. So when I say, if you had one wish, what would you be? You would be self-accomplishment. You would be sound health. That doesn't make sense. You'd be happy. Yeah, that makes sense. Live my life with wealth. Yeah, that makes sense. Because some of these answers here, you'd be love, you'd be present, you'd be achieve all your life goals. Okay, here's what I want you guys to understand. Life is not just about achieving your goals and getting your to-do list done. What life is about is discovering more parts of yourself, so that as you go through this journey of life, what you find is more of who you truly are. What a lot of people are doing, because they haven't got these 3 engines running, and just look at these 3 engines as one engine is the body, one engine is the mind, and one engine is the spirit. We haven't got those 3 engines running, then there's no way that that ship can take off and go. Look at yourself as a ship. We want these 3 engines behind you blazing. We want that engine of the body. Now, that then comes down to what you put in your body. Now, obviously, what you guys are putting in your body when it comes to water, great. You pick the best water on the planet. You pick Kangen water. Great, great choice, because most of your cells, well, all your cells are made of water. What you put in your mind, i.e. what you receive from life. This is why I was strict on you guys at the beginning, to make sure that we've now got your undivided attention. Because otherwise, remember what James said at the beginning, where focus goes, energy flows. It's true. We want your focus going undividedly on the screen here, because Sam and Bernard have invited you guys here for a reason. Guys, I don't know if you guys know what I do. I have the fortune of helping people to live extraordinary quality of lives. Some of you know my own story, where different chapters in my life I've been hardcore challenged. But that's why I truly believe that the press all around the world now call me the Miracle Man. And I'm here to teach people that they're all the miracle, because I learned how to bounce back from those challenges. And what I learned was life-changing. So I'll give you a couple of those examples where, one, I had an accident when I was doing gymnastics, broke my back. I got told I was never going to walk again. And imagine what journey you would go through if you're an athlete and they now tell you you're never going to walk again? What type of thoughts do you think the mind would bring up? Type it in the chat. Let me know. What type of thoughts do you think? You're being now told you're never going to walk again. Yeah, Logan says the worst: frustration, negative, depressed, saddened. Yeah, death. Pretty much. That's what I felt like. Game over. Everything was negative. Suicidal. That came up. Lost hope. Devastated. Unthinkable. By going through that chapter and then being inspired by Bruce Lee, and it was my mum who said, look, I don't think it's game over. I found someone. He broke his back. He came back stronger than before. And he inspired millions of people around the world. And I said, who? And she goes, Bruce Lee. And I went, oh, for God's sake, Mum, he's a movie star. That's not even real. Just leave me alone. Just let me die here. I've got no use to life anymore. I can't even go for a walk. Just let me rot. And that was literally what I was wishing for myself, because I couldn't see the answer on the other side. So many of us are going to be challenged in life. Now, it doesn't matter whether it's a physical challenge. It doesn't matter whether it's a mental challenge. It doesn't matter whether it's an emotional challenge or a spiritual challenge or a money challenge or a career challenge or a relationship challenge. Guess what, guys? The same mechanisms are going. So we've got to make sure that we have a mechanism going so that whatever happens to us in life, we are able to bounce back stronger, wiser. Because hands up if you've had any challenges in your business, by a show of hands. Yeah, all of us. Every single one of us, especially with this COVID-19 chapter. So what we have to learn to do, guys, is we have to learn to adapt fast. Now, when I asked you this question about the genie, what I'm going to give you is the answer in a minute, and this is the answer. If I had one wish, this was what I would wish for. And I suggest all of you would wish for the same thing, because this is now how law of attraction works. What we put out there, we get back tenfold. If you are focused on the problem, guess what you're going to get coming back? The problem is going to be magnetized by tenfold. If you are in a challenging situation, but you are trusting that you are exactly where you're meant to be, but you are now prepared to do the work. And this is what I want to show you guys how to do the work, where you can bounce back better. You can bounce back stronger. Here is what I would wish for. How to learn faster. That's it. That's the only thing that I would learn, because if you learn faster and you apply those teachings, guess what? You're going to keep growing and growing and growing and growing and discovering more parts of yourself. When you learn to discover more parts of yourself, you are unstoppable. You pretty much can become unshakable, and you can pretty much become unbreakable, because physically I've broken everything. Broken my back twice, snapped my tailbone, snapped the Achilles heel, broken most bones in my body, have ripped this bicep off the whole shoulder. Here, had to have keyhole surgeries here. And guys, I don't get a single physical challenge in my body now. And it's because of what I practice on a daily basis. And I've learned to learn faster than the ways that we are being taught. And this is what I want to go through with you guys. I want you to start to be in what is the new wave of consciousness. Otherwise, what happens is the old patterns, the old programs, the old habits, they're going to play out. If you are prepared to make some changes in your life, where you're prepared to change your habits, you're prepared to change your thoughts, you're prepared to change your actions, and that means that you are prepared to get better results, stick your hands up. You guys are hilarious. Some of you are so graceful in the way that you're doing things. This is where I'm trying to get you guys, right? To be like children. Because so right from now until the end of this presentation, I invite you to take on this childlike wonder. The reason why I do that is because when I ask children a question, bam, their hands go up that instant. But what's happening is I'm trying to get my heart and soul to connect to your heart and soul so fast, so that when I ask you a question, bam, instinctively, you know what the answer is, and you know that's a yes. Otherwise, what can happen is, if you're not present in the moment, here's what we're sacrificing. You could be sacrificing your next opportunity, because you're not in the present moment. You haven't got that awareness. You haven't got the clarity. And all of a sudden, that thing has passed you by, that opportunity has passed you by, and it went by you and you didn't even know it was there. Hands up if I'm making sense. You're still failing, guys. Too slow. See, I'm tricking you guys all the time because I want you to be so alert in the moment that when I'm asking you a question, I'm only going to ask you questions that I know you know the answers to. But please don't respond like this. Oh, yeah, that makes perfect sense, Skip. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, that's good. Because the reason why I'm asking you to do this is think about this from an energetic point of view. If I ask you this question and the hand comes up and you're like, yeah, I know the answer to that. I'm clever. Yes, that makes sense. How much energy comes in the body from that? Whereas if you're taken on this childlike wonder and I ask you this question and you're like, bam, yes, I know the answer to that. That energy that comes into your body and your mind in that moment, guess what it does? It turns you on. It turns you on to, like, not sexually, but it turns you on to life. It turns you on to being present. It turns you on to want to serve. It turns you on to want to be able to be someone who's an authentic leader. That's what our world needs, is authentic leaders. There are so many people going out there now, they're calling themselves coaches, they're calling themselves leaders, they're calling themselves business owners. Guys, do you know 9 out of 10 businesses in the first year go down? 9 out of 10. And with what's happening now, everyone now is looking for that second income or that an extra income stream. Just because the opportunity is there, guys, if you're not supercharged, we could give you the best technique, we could give you the best strategy, we could give you a 5-step process of exactly what's needed so that you can go out and find more clients, more customers, more team leaders. You can find these people to grow your teams. However, excuse me, if you're not functioning well, what's the chances of you stepping up and being a leader? What's the chances of you meeting a Sam Sear or meeting a Bernard Chang and convincing them to be in your downline? Hands up whose business would go to the next level if you got a Sam Sear or a Bernard Chang. Look at this, hands going up before we even finished asking the question now. Of course, because now you guys now see what's happened. So what we've now cut through is we've cut through some of the noise and some of the distractions that we are programmed with. Guys, here's what I truly know. As human beings, we're phenomenal. Now, I'd like to share with you a situation that happened to have you really understand why it is that I want to serve humanity at the highest level. And in that, guys, you can become wealthy beyond your dreams. I'm not saying this as some hyperbole story. There's a science to this and there's a success to this as well. And we want to be able to give you both. So there was a situation where we were filming a documentary in Malaysia, and I climbed up this waterfall where we were going to do a few shots of me doing like meditation on the top of this waterfall, doing a few yoga poses up there. And when I was climbing up there, some water came, I slipped, fell about 50 feet down this waterfall, snapped my hit a rock at the bottom, snapped my tailbone. We got it all on camera. Snapped my tailbone, snapped my wrist. I was in and out of consciousness. They got me to hospital, and they ended up saying, look, you've snapped your tailbone. They showed us the x-rays, and the x-rays, your tailbone should be like a C shape, just like this. It had gone from a C shape straight into an L shape, and it had gone from being straight down the body to literally being knocked over to one side of the body. So we had to get the bones back in alignment. Now, the reason why I'm telling you this story is because there were things that happened to me beyond the body and beyond the mind. And this is what I want to start to open you guys up to, because there's a force of life so strong that it's what allows us to have this sun that shines out of this planet. It's what allows the plants to capture that magic of that sun and the universe and the energy and the information and the wisdom. And we look at nature, how beautiful it is, and it all works in different seasons. And then all of a sudden, we get designed, because guys, you're a perfect design. Your eyes are in the right place, your ears are in the right place, your mouth is in the right place. I don't see any of you on here with the eyes at the back of your head. You're all looking straight at the screen. You're a perfect design. Your heart's in the right place. Your muscles are in the right place. But here's the beautiful thing about this game of life. You're now gifted free will. So you get to choose what you want to do with your mind, what you want to do with your body, and what you want to do with your life. It's your choice. You could screw your whole life up, and guess what? Life's going to carry on. But while you're here, we might as well create the life of your dreams. We might as well create an extraordinary quality of life. And this is what I specialize in because, and I have the fortune of working with celebrities, top CEOs. I've worked with people like Sir Richard Branson, Lord Andrew Lloyd Webber, celebrities, top CEOs. I'll show you some of these people today. And people just like you, people who really want to take their life to the next level and beyond. Now, when I fell down that waterfall and we're in hospital and they're saying, look, Skip, they've got to literally take you in the operating theatre. They've got to open you up and put your tailbone back in alignment. Now, here's the thing. If I didn't do what I did next, guys, I would have been in that operating theatre. Now, I'm not against operations. Sometimes operations are needed. But we need to know within ourselves if it's going to be right for us. Because what you have inside of you, my friend, is an internal navigation system. Now, what do I mean by that? Who's ever, by a show of hands, who's ever heard of a gut feeling? Come on, guys, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. Who's ever heard of a gut feeling? Yes. Who's ever heard of being guided internally? This is what I wish for you guys after today. If I do my job well today, you're going to learn how to listen to your gut. You're going to learn how to listen to your intuition. Because it is just like on your phones where you might pull up maps and you might be at a certain location and then you say, right, we're going to travel to destination X, and your maps go on and it guides you there. And there could be roadblocks, there could be traffic, there could be anything on the roads. But guess what? Your your navigation system, it's going to get you there. Now, every single one of you have come to planet Earth for a reason. Every single one of you. But here's the truth, guys. We had those childlike wonder qualities that we've discussed, and you all said that they were natural. Hands up, and be honest now. Hands up if you feel that some of those are missing in your life. By a show of hands. Thank you for your honesty. Now, here's what we need to understand. Why are they missing when these things are natural? The reason why they're missing is because we're absorbing millions and millions and actually billions of pieces of information every single second. Your eyes alone can make millions of distinctions every single second. And as phenomenal as we are as human beings, we still can't create the human eye. So isn't that interesting? If we're meant to be the most advanced species on the face of planet Earth, yet the very thing that we live in, we can obviously recreate it if we go and find another partner and we can recreate it that way, but we can't actually make what we are. So what does that mean? What I truly believe and what I know is that there's a creator behind this game of life. And it isn't a human being like you and I. It's this creative energy. When you learn how to create, because it's the creative energy that created the physical reality. That's what we've got to understand. Now, for the sake of this conversation, let's just call that spirit. So when you have a mind that could be so powerful that you can always learn how to focus on anything that you want to achieve in life. But here's the challenge, guys. If we get programmed with stuff that isn't the truth, then we get challenged. Guess what? We're going to reflect back to life what we've been programmed on. Hands up, you following me so far? Okay, good. I want to make sure that you guys are with me because it's important we understand this. So that if we have had stuff put in our minds that is disconnecting us from the truth. Now look at the truth. Do children move their bodies more than most adults? By a show of hands, yes or no? Yes, they do. Now, if that's natural and energy doesn't care about age and it doesn't care about color, size, any of that stuff, then how come when I go and talk to most adults around the world, I'm like, right, why aren't you moving your body every single day? Because your body was created to move. And when we move our bodies in fun ways, these endorphins get released from the mind. It sends a chemical out throughout our whole body. And guess what? We get to naturally feel good. So when I ask children, I say, kids, why are you moving so much? And they look at me as if like, Skip, that's such a dumb question. They don't even get the question. They just, because it feels good. But when I ask adults, why aren't you moving every single day? They look at me and go, because I need to be motivated. You don't need to be motivated to move your body. You just got to learn how to connect to the truth. And I'm glad you guys are laughing, but it's the truth. If we are not moving our bodies every single day. Now, first of all, guys, I'd like to invite all of you every morning at 7:30 a.m. UK time. And you guys can do this now. You can go to Skip Archimedes Live on Facebook. Like that page. Every single morning, weekdays at 7:30, I'm giving away yoga. Weekends, we do it at 8 a.m. Again, I'm gifting this to you free of charge. And every time you show up there, I guarantee you're giving your body a gift. You're giving your mind a gift. And it's free of charge for you guys. You can just show up every single day. So please write that down. 7:30 UK time, weekdays, 8 a.m. weekends. And all you got to do is go to Skip Archimedes Live on Facebook. Just like that page. And when I then come up and start doing it, you'll get a notification and you're welcome. You can come and join us. Yeah, 7:30 a.m. UK time. I know we've got different time zones here. So the reason why I'm sharing this, guys, is because those childlike qualities, if we can reconnect to them and we can have this wonder breathing through us and we can override all this stupid programming that we've gone through, then all of a sudden you can start to supercharge your wealth. All of a sudden you can start to create a life of abundance. Because believe me, okay, by show of hands, do children dream between 4 and 8? Do they dream bigger than most adults? Yes or no? By show of hands. Yes, they do. Absolutely. So what we've got to learn is we've got to make sure that we hold on to a dream that ignites us from the inside out. Now, here's the thing as well. If that dream doesn't scare you, you ain't dreaming big enough. Because in order to make your dreams come true, this is what we need to understand. Is it worth bringing courage into the mix? By a show of hands, yes or no? Yes, being yeah, but with the hands up, yes. Now, if you're not scared, you're not activating that courage. Being scared is part of being human. Being scared sometimes, having that fear can save us. Like all of a sudden, you know, if we're not fearful that you can just like climb up and walk along the top of your house without any fear. No, you got to, fear is going to come up. But if you learn to override that fear, guess what you learn how to do? You learn how to ride the biggest waves of life. Like I had the fortune of living in Australia, literally right on the beach, on Mermaid Beach, 4 doors down from where Tony Robbins lived. And I got to see different waves every single day. And what was really interesting was because it's waves out there, people learn how to ride the waves. And literally 4:30, 5 a.m., a lot of the mornings, even before the sun's has risen up, we'd be in the sea and would be surfing. And what I learned was the bigger the wave, the bigger the thrill. If you haven't trained yourself in surfing, then guess what? The bigger the wave, the bigger the scare, the bigger the fear, the bigger the fall. Because then you don't even get to go out and play in it. Now, I'm not saying that any of you should be surfers, but what I'm saying is that you've got to learn how to ride these waves of life. Now, life is always going to happen in waves. And this is what we need to understand. Most people think that when life is going good and we're at the top of the wave, because remember this, we came down to energy. And what did we start to do? We started to understand that life is all built around energy. Now, that energy comes in waves. If you look at sound, it has a wave. You look at energy, it has a wave. Sometimes we're going to be at the top of the wave. Sometimes we're going to be at the bottom of the wave. Now, please type this in the chat. What part of the wave is the most important part? Let's see if we can get the answer down first. What part of the wave is the most important part of the wave? Quickly, type it in, quickly. Come on, get it in. So Satish says top. Sonia says top. Someone says the beginning. Top, both, bottom. Of course, James got it right. James says all of it. And that's the absolute truth, guys. It's all of it. What we need to learn how to do is ride the waves of life, because sometimes we're going to be in a situation where we think we've cracked it. And this is what happened to me, guys, when I fell down that waterfall. We were making a documentary. I had a handful of our world's top gurus all filmed for this documentary. And it's all, and the tagline for the movie is "Only in the truth can we be set free." So I've got all these interviews, but what had just happened was, around this movie, I'm thinking, oh my God, I'm going to make a movie. This is going to be the best movie that anyone's ever seen before. I've got all the gurus in it. And I'm going to shoot, because The Secret, did anyone, hands up, has anyone seen or read the book The Secret? Right. The Secret never told people the secret. So when I watched it, and I was like, that's a bit weird. This is called The Secret, but it didn't actually tell anyone the secret. And I know quite a few people who are in The Secret. And I said, why didn't you tell the secret? And they went, we did, but it wasn't edited in. It was all edited out. And we were all horrified that what got sold to people was the gimmick. And I was like, wow. I was like, okay, I'm definitely making this movie. So anyway, in making this movie, I go and get ripped off from my business partner, who I brought in to do this, $400,000. Me and my other partners, we gave all the money over to these people. They were going to complete the movie. And not only did the money get ripped off and taken away, and the guy left the country, he ended up like literally emigrating to Mexico. He started to threaten everybody online. And then I found out that this guy was a professional con man. Now, right at that point, I'm like, I can't believe that this guy's ripped off all this money. And what the hell am I going to do? So I'm like, okay, Skip, just carry on making the movie. So we're out filming in Malaysia. I'm filming ex-Miss Malaysia. She's 53 years old. She is worth a few hundred million. All of her businesses are eco-friendly. And I said to her, look, Ehong, I think you must be the most enlightened person I've ever met in my entire life. Can I film you for this movie? She went, it'd be a pleasure. So we were filming her at the bottom of this waterfall. And that's when I then climbed up the waterfall, slipped, fell down that waterfall about 50 feet, hit that rock at the bottom, snapped the tailbone, snapped this wrist. I'm in and out of consciousness. And I come to in hospital. I'm like, what the hell's going on? They went, Skip, you fell down a waterfall. They're going to get you in the operating theatre straight away. And I said, what? And they went, look, here's your x-rays. You've snapped your tailbone and it's not over one side of the body. They've got to literally slice you open and get it realigned. And I just said, hang on a minute. Now, guys, if I didn't tune into spirit, there's no way what unfolded next would have unfolded. And the reason why I'm telling you this story is because every single one of you has this spirit. Every single one of you is on your journey of life. Every single one of you has come here for different reasons. But one of the things that we want to make sure that you get locked in is you learn how to supercharge your wealth. And you do that by connecting to all elements of what you are. Remember, if this is your spaceship and you're shooting up and you've got 3 engines here, let's say that you've got, 3 engines. Just look at these 3 engines. You've got the body, you've got the mind, and you've got the spirit. These 3 engines. Now, if you was a child and you started going through life 1 year old, 2 years old, 4 years old, up to 8 years old, you got your body, your mind, and your spirit, but then you go through the education system, and what starts to happen? Information starts to get dumped in here. And what we now know is that people are drowning in information, but they're starving of wisdom. My wish for you guys is for you to start to live with wisdom. Hands up if that's a good objective to make sure we handle. Absolutely. So we want to make sure that we get living with wisdom. Now, what happens is, as you start to get older and older and older, look what's going to happen. Oh, I just dropped the engine of spirit. Because I asked you guys if you're missing some of those qualities that we had when we were children, and all of your hands went up. And then what gets dropped? Oh, there goes the body. And what we left with? The mind. The mind is the trap, guys. That mind is never going to be able to have an engine with enough power that can take you on this journey through life. We've got to make sure that we get all these 3 engines back and activated so that you can have 3 engines powering you through life instead of just one and maybe one and a bit. Hands up if this makes sense so far. Okay, great. Awesome. So what happened? I tune in. I said, guys, hang on a minute. I said, just before you go and get me in the operating theatre, because I knew if they gave me that anesthetic and they knocked me out, I've got no defenses. I can't even say what my wishes are. So I said to them, look, guys, can everybody please leave this room? Please, just give me 5 minutes. Everybody goes out. I go into a meditation. And what I do is I ask for guidance. Now, here's the thing. I want you guys to understand that sometimes when you get guided, it's not going to make sense. It's only not making sense to what? The mind. Your spirit is so powerful. Your spirit is the stuff that creates worlds in our universe. And it's creating worlds inside your physical body so that you can experience this physical reality. Because we need to understand this. Guys, please put this answer in the chat. Do you believe that we are human beings who every now and again we might get to have this spiritual experience? Or do you believe that we are spiritual beings who are now having a human experience? What do you think? Type it in the chat. Let me know. Do you believe that we're humans who every now and again we might get to have a spiritual experience? Or do you, look at this, spiritual being, spiritual being, spiritual being, spiritual being. See, guys, you know the truth. You know what the truth is inside of you, because when the truth is in front of you, you understand it. It resonates with you. You don't even have to think about it. Usually when we have to think about stuff, we're going back to the way that we've been programmed. This is why one of my heroes, Bruce Lee, said, don't think, feel. Hands up if this is making sense to you guys. Okay, great. Awesome. So there I am in hospital, and I asked them to get out. Now, here was the guidance, and I was saying, look, am I meant to get this operation? And what the guidance was no. Now, I'm not against operations. I've had many operations myself. What I am against is doing what isn't on my path. Because if I'm being challenged, I now know that the greater the challenge, the greater the blessing. And I now know that if we live a life where we connect to those blessings, it doesn't matter whether we're at the top of the wave or whether we're at the bottom of the wave. We're going to know that's exactly where we're meant to be. And sometimes, guys, we're meant to be challenged. Sometimes, because when we're challenged, guess what? We usually learn faster after a challenge. It's like when a big recession happens in the marketplace, more opportunities come after a recession than at any other times. You guys get this right. By going through this whole COVID-19 chapter, you're going to be able to serve at levels that most people have never dreamed of, because most people don't know what it's like in an adult life to get all three engines going. You want the body, the mind, and the spirit. You want every single one of those engines going, and you want these three working in harmony. Usually what happens is if someone is singing out of harmony, let's say that you've listened to, you're listening to a choir. If one person sings out of tune, guess where your focus goes? To that one person who's singing out of tune. And it's not because it's wrong. It's showing, right, that's where the work is needed. So it's showing, right, okay, let's get this person sorted out. So now we can have harmony. Most people are living life in their brain because you're watching the news. Guess what your brain's being filled up with? Fear, knocking you out of balance. You're trying to get certainty from a platform that's built to create ratings. They've got a CEO and their job is to create ratings. Your job, my friend, is to create a life where you learn how to supercharge your wealth, where you learn that in the face of adversity, in the face of being challenged, that no matter what life throws at you, you're still going to go out there and serve. But if you want to go out there and serve at the highest level, who do you have to serve first? Hands up if you know it's you. Come on, hands up, guys. Hands up if you know it's you. Of course, you've got to serve you first. You can't go out and teach what you don't own. You can't go out there and teach what you haven't embedded. You can't go out there and teach what you don't live. There are too many people now. When I got on the speaking circuit, and I'm just going to give you guys the truth because it's in this truth that we can find our freedom. When I got on the speaking circuit for the first time, I started meeting my heroes. These were the people that I would see on YouTube, that I would see online. And I'm, oh my God, their wisdom, the information that's coming in, my God, this is amazing. And then I started to meet them behind the scenes. And I'm like, hang on a minute, you're on stage saying this, but behind the scenes you're doing this? And I couldn't believe it. It literally ripped my heart apart because I'm like, are there any true heroes left in our world? Because what our world needs is the heroes now. It needs the ones that stand up for the truth. It needs the ones that live the truth. It needs the ones that can have all this pressure put on them, just like when you're watching a Marvel movie or a superhero movie or any movie where it has the hero's journey in it, where all of a sudden the hero is going to be challenged, and then it's your spirit that is now, come on, you can get this back. Come on, how are they going to make this back? How are they going to do this? How are they going to accomplish this? And when they accomplish it, you're like, yes, they did it. And you are championing them on because there's that part of you that's connected to that part in the movie, and you're seeing that within yourself. That's why we call it the hero's journey. Now, at that point when I was in hospital, it was my spirit that said, get your phone and ask for help. Doesn't make sense, guys. My brain was like, ask for help. We are the help. We're the ones that people come to for help. I can't ask for help. So all of that stuff was coming up. Now, I was like, okay, I get this phone out. I put it on and I start recording a video and I start crying. Now, I have never cried in public before. Now, because hands up if you think being vulnerable is powerful. Some hands are not going, well, some are going up, some are not going up. Now, this is why we're not taught that vulnerability is a good thing. Children are vulnerable. What do you feel like when you get a newborn baby in your hands? It's so vulnerable. What do you want to do? You pretty much go from your head to your heart immediately. And you're like, oh my God, look at it, it's so cute. Because now its hands, its life is in your hands. And usually what happens is it opens up your heart. In your heart, my friends, this is what I want you to understand. There's an energy that comes out of the brain, and we can monitor. We can use Kirlian photography, and we can literally see the energy that comes out of your brain. When you're in your heart and you love what you do and you love yourself authentically first, guess what's going to happen? You are 5,000 times stronger magnetically. What does that mean? That you can pull things into your existence 5,000 times stronger. Hands up if you'd like to pull more leaders and more sales into your business. Right, you've got to learn how to have this magnetism going out and oozing out of you, because now you've got 75 to 100 trillion cells all thriving with this energy of love. The second thing is, when you're in your heart, and this is being authentic, guys, this is not trying to get one over on someone. This is about serving at the highest level. When you're in your heart, guess what happens? You're 100,000 times stronger electrically. Guys, some of you are still just looking at the screen, just like, great, we're 100,000 times stronger. I don't know. Yeah, some of you are like, what? Guys, think about what this would mean. If you're an electrical being, you're on the hunt for electricity 24/7. If you had more energy, more electricity pulsing through you, so that when your brain goes, oh, I'm tired, you don't listen to the brain. You override your brain with your heart and soul and go, hang on a minute, we got another call to make. We got another meeting to make. We've got something else to go. We've got another way to go and serve. Otherwise, you will be constrained by the prison of your mind. Because what comes out of your mind, guys, is what you put in it. I'm here to tell you now, there's a greater force than the mind. We connect you to this greater force, you will override all the limiting thoughts of your mind. Hands up, you want to override your mind and be more powerful. Okay, awesome. Awesome, great. I think there's someone driving. I'm glad you only put one hand up there, Tengu. Brilliant. So, yeah, keep one hand on the wheel, my friend. Right, so when we... So there I was, and this spirit was going, pick your phone up, and it didn't make sense. And I said, look, guys, I'm really sorry that, Skip here, I haven't got a positive message for you today. And I explained the situation, what happened when I fell down the waterfall. I said what they said, that they wanted to operate. And I said, look, something in me has told me not to get the operation. I don't understand why not. I know I've got to get these bones realigned, but I'm going to follow this inner guidance. And it's spirit that gives, it's inspiration. It's the message that comes from within. That's what we want you guys to connect to. So when I said, look, the thing that I'm being guided to do is to ask you to pray for me. And I said, I've never asked anyone to pray for me before. I didn't even understand the power of prayer. I didn't really pray myself, to be honest. And I said, but I'm asking you to pray for me because I've got an event that I'm doing in 3 days' time, and we've got about 1,000 people coming to this event, and I'm the only speaker. And that event we had in Malaysia, it was called Living Forever Young. And I said that I asked if I'm meant to be doing this event, and this intuition, this inner guidance, source energy, spirit, call it whatever you want, it told me I'm doing this event. And I don't know how the hell I'm going to do this event because I can't even stand up at the moment. And the event is in 3 days' time. And I've got to bring energy into this event. I've got to give people what they came here to get. And I'm here to serve the people. I don't want to let them down. So will you please pray for me in the way that the ascended masters would always pray for the person who's in, or the people that was in front of them. And you don't pray and see the problem. What you pray for and what you see is all the potential. Because if you are seeing the problem, guess what? You've just become a part of the problem. When you learn how to reprogram the brain and you learn how to focus on what you want, then all of a sudden, new realities can start to open up. Because this is how you take something from the fabric of your mind and you pull it into this physical reality. You take something from the non-physical and you bring it into the physical. Hands up, you'd like to master how to do that. Perfect. That's what we're here for. So, and the reason I'm telling you this story is I'd like to see yourself in this story being challenged. And it doesn't matter what the challenge is, it's how you bounce back. Now, what then happened was I record this video, I start crying, and I said, look, please pray for me like that you can see me on this stage. I don't want to let these people down. And then the brain started to kick in, and I was like, oh, maybe I shouldn't have walked up the waterfall. Maybe I was just being stupid. And I start to judge myself and beat myself up. And that's what the brain will do. The brain is only going to give you what you put in it. And if we now know that 90% of most people's thoughts are negative, hands up if you experience negative thoughts on a daily basis. Come on, be honest. Now, so we have to connect to something to override these negative thoughts. We've got to connect. We've got to get these three engines going, remember. So there I was asking for help. They come back in there. They say, right, they're going to take you in the operating theatre now. And I said, guys, I'm not doing the operation. They said, what? I said, I'm not doing the operation. I've been guided. I'm not doing the operation. They said, Skip, you've got to do the operation. I said, I haven't got to do anything. I said, get me out of this hospital now. I said to my business partners out there, I said, guys, get me out of hospital now because otherwise they're going to win. If we stay here for another 15 minutes, their certainty is going to override my energy because the energy of the body was getting lesser and lesser and lesser, and I'm still going in and out of consciousness. Now, what's going to win every single time, guys? Energy. Energy is going to win every single time. This is how come you can have one person who's wrong, another person who's right, but if the person who's wrong's got more energy, guess what wins? Boom. Every single time. So we want to make sure that we've got an energy that is breathing through you that comes from this creative energy. Because if you go into a competitive energy, you've just cut off the creative energy. The biggest source of life, guys, that you can tap into is this creative energy. And this is what I want to open you up to. So when we understand that we are all creating our own destiny, we're all creating our own reality, then all of a sudden we can start to create what we want. So what happened was they checked me out of hospital. By the way, in hospital, they were screaming at me, telling me I was being irresponsible. I wasn't allowing them to do their job. I was not listening to them. I'm being an irresponsible foreigner. All of these things were coming at me. But guess what? I was standing in the truth. And I knew that I wasn't meant to get the operation. And I didn't know how the hell we was going to get that sorted. Anyway, we go back to the hotel. We go in the hotel. And I'm lying on my hotel bed. They get me up to my room. And everyone around the bed is like looking at me like someone's dead. Someone's died. I said, guys, it looks like you're grieving. I said, come on. I said, I'm alive, guys. I could have died. And as we went through, they showed us newspaper clippings from a guy who died a week before. He was trying to save his daughter. He slipped. And I said, guys, that could have been me. I said, none of us know when we're going to go. So we need to start to honor every single breath that we take. That's how we start to wake up. We are in the moment. We create this stuff within us that is electrical, it's magical, it's magnetic. And then we put that into our creations. all of a sudden we start winning with everything we create. So, and everyone's sad. And I said, look, Tracy, I said, do me a favor. I said, look, your dog's called Happy. I said, just tell me something happy. I said, tell me. She goes, what? I said, well, everyone's sad at the moment. I said, but guys, I'm alive. We got to celebrate that. And they were like, well, Skip, we spent a lot of money promoting the event. We need to cancel the event. I said, we're not cancelling the event. They said, Skip, you can't even stand up. We've got to get your bones aligned. The event's in 3 days' time. I said, guys, I know the event is in 3 days' time. We've got to trust now. I said, but we're not going to find the answers if we're in our brains. We're going to find our answers through something more. And this is what I want to connect you guys to. Cutting a long story short, she starts telling me about her dog, Happy. I said, we need some Happy vibes. Just tell me about your dog. And she goes, well, something weird happened about a week or so ago. Happy fell off a chair and its leg, something happened to its leg and the dog started crying. I said, so what did you do? She goes, well, I took it to the vet straight away and the vet wanted to operate straight away. I said, well, did you get the operation done? She goes, no, I didn't feel right. Listen to what I just said. Didn't feel right. Not think, she didn't feel. Now, Tracy meditates every single day. So she ended up taking her dog away from the vet that was, again, telling her that she was being irresponsible. It knows what to do with the operation. She just needs to let him do the operation. But she trusted her feeling. She then took that dog to a friend of hers who does energy work. And he's got a whole bunch of chiropractic clinics all up and down the country. And I said, so what happened? She goes, oh, I went to see him. And she goes, but this was really interesting, Skip. He went on the opposite leg to what the other guy was going to operate on and went, pop! Popped something, and immediately the dog stood up and started literally jumping up. I said, that's the guy we need to go and see. She said, what? I said, that's the guy we need to go and see to get my bones in alignment. She goes, well, I've got his telephone number. I said, well, call him now. So now it was about midnight. So she calls him. He knew who I was because we do events out there. And he says, look, there's nothing we can do now. Tell him to just sleep, and I'll see him at 5 a.m. in the morning. So we get the film crew. We go and see me. Now, guys, this is how humbling it was. I couldn't shower by myself. I couldn't bathe by myself. I couldn't put clothes on by myself. Talk about have a team that works with you. And I have to go to the manager of that country and say, bro, this is so humbling. I'm so sorry to ask this. You're going to have to bathe me. And talk about bring you down to a childlike way where now we've got no barriers. Now we've got no inhibitions. Now we're humbled. And this is obviously what life wanted to do to me. It wanted to humble me for a very grounding reason. So we go and see this guy. He gets the bones back in alignment, and we filmed the whole thing. And it was actually more painful than actually falling down the waterfall, because he actually said to me first, we did the wrist. And as soon as he got the bone in, I went, oh my God. I said, I can move my fingers. I said, look at this. And he said, right, your spine is going to hurt. I said, dude, you didn't have to plant that seed because now I'm expecting the pain. I said, you could have just done it. And he goes, well, it is going to hurt. Anyway, he ended up getting 2 of them. And you know when a tree, you hear that noise of a tree falling down? It was that noise when he got the bones back in alignment. But as soon as he got those bones in alignment, I said, guys, I can stand up. They said, what? I said, look, I know I can stand up. Let me stand up. And we went and done that event. Now, what I'm here to tell you guys was, and the event was unbelievable. I mean, it was a bit weird to begin with because you've got like about 1,000 people in this room, all the sound, the lights, and all the screens with all the videos on. It was building up for this miracle man, but then they see this guy who's got a person under this arm, a person under that arm, because I couldn't walk upstairs, and we had to walk up to the stairs to get to the stage. And you can see everyone in the audience are like, that's the miracle man. He looks pretty broken to me. That doesn't look like the miracle man to me. And I said to them, guys, I told them what had happened. And I said, look, I'm here to serve you guys. Now, here's what I want you guys to understand. That night, after the event, I was in so much physical pain. We had to stop that event halfway in the day. I had to get a painkiller injection. That's all I took, just so I could actually go and deliver the event. But that night, here's something weird that happened. And this is what I want you guys to understand, because this is the truth. And this is where this has been building up to, because only in the truth can you start to supercharge your wealth. And that includes your happiness, your money, your relationships, your mind, your body, your adventures. everything that you're connected to. Because when you shift, everything in your life is going to shift. Hands up if that makes sense. Good. So that night I'm lying in the bed, and again, everyone's around the bed, and I start looking at everyone, and I'm like, I go from being in so much physical pain to riding these waves of bliss. And I literally looked at my partners and I said, guys, did someone put something in my drink? Did someone put like some of those painkillers or something in my drink? And they said, no, why? I said, because I literally feel like I'm in euphoria right now. I feel like I'm riding these waves of bliss. And they looked at me and they went, Skip, are you all right? I went, guys, I'm so all right. It's unbelievable. I don't feel any pain now. I feel total love. I feel total peace. And they just looked at me like, Skip, this is weird. Where do you think this is coming from? I said, I don't know. Let me go and find out. And I go and tune into the truth. And I said, where this is coming from. That video that we posted, what we didn't know is the whole thing went viral. And it just went crazy viral overnight. And what happened was people started to get together in groups. There were groups in Mexico. There were groups in Ibiza, groups in Spain, groups in Malaysia, groups in Singapore, groups in Europe and in the UK, groups all around the world. And what they did was they got together to pray, and they prayed in a way where they could see me operating at my best. And at that point, guys, my God, it chokes me up remembering it, because it's the truth. And without us living with this truth, we haven't got a hope in living a life of miracles. And it's this truth that we need in the world. And what happened was, as I realized that these prayers that came from humanity came from people who I'd never met before. They came from people who I'd never even seen before. And all of a sudden they were praying authentically, just like an ascended master would pray and see what was great about the person in front of them. All of a sudden those prayers had the most unbelievable effect on me that nothing else in this life has had at that level apart from my mother. And that's someone who just loves me unconditionally no matter what. And Mum has been through everything with me, but I felt the same energy. And that made me fall in love with humanity, that when I got that, I was like, you got me. I said, you got me now. I said, I get it. I said, I spend the rest of my life now serving people at the highest level. Because, guys, there's only one thing that needs a shift on this planet. Nature's perfect. Nature is a divine creation. Your whole mind and body and spirit is a divine creation. But what we've done is we've become disconnected from the truth. Most people are now operating just from the mind, and now their body is suffering. They're not even moving their bodies in natural ways anymore. The spirit part is missing. What I'd like to do is invite you guys into an experience where you can start to get these three engines running. Now, what I'd like to do is Pretha, who's on here, I've just seen that she's on here. Pretha, come and spend 3 days with me doing an event called Breakthrough Mastery, just as Sonia did, who's on here as well. And these 3 days, we call them the Awakening. And Preetha was on it. And all I'd like, again, there's no script here, guys. Preetha didn't even know that I was going to ask her, but she sent us the most unbelievable video the other day. But because we've got a live here, I was going to play a video, but because we've got a live here, I'd rather share her authentic message about these 3 days, because as you notice, guys, I will give you everything I can. If you're ever in front of me, I'm going to be giving you everything I can to help you improve the quality of your life so that you can get the results that you want. And doing 3 days on Breakthrough Mastery Online, I think you'll find that it's a game changer. It's something that really does shift us in the quality of the life that we choose to live. So I'd just like to hand it over to you, Preetha, to be able to really tell people, should doing Breakthrough Mastery, should this be something that they should think about attending?
Hello. Can you hear me?
1 second, where is she? Yeah, gotcha. Yes, we can hear you. Okay. Hello.
Well, I suggest everyone to please go through this breakthrough mastery, because I couldn't believe that I could reach that level. I was also in a very depressed state of mind and all that. And Skip, made me open to the reality. And it keeps, echoing in myself, saying that we have every right to be positive, but the situation around us makes us very negative. And the level, high frequency level, he taught me that, and I will never come out of that high frequency. A high frequency with love, bliss, attraction, all that is positive. And we normally tend to be in the low frequency, that is sadness, sorrow, revenge, feeling angry, desperate, all these things. And so, which never takes you to a good result, a positive result. Everything that you do, you drag everything in a negative state of frequency. So now people around me see that I've changed. There's a bright light when they see me, and I attract people, and I attract all the positive people with me. I'll just give you a very immediate result. Today, I had a presentation with a psychiatrist, a famous psychiatrist here in my town, looking for someone I could talk to. And, as soon as he saw me, he said, there's no need for me to listen to what you want to say. You are already giving me the positive vibes, and I'm going to buy 3 machines. And this is the result of the positive energy that I'm carrying now. And thanks to Skip, and I advise everyone, please attend this breakthrough mastery. I have already attended twice. I may attend many more times. I'm so happy about it. Thank you, Skip.
Oh, thank you, Preetha, so much. Can everybody just give Preetha a big, big, big round of applause for that sharing, because it was a heartfelt sharing. Awesome. So what I'd like to do, guys, is it okay with you? Let me just put you all on gallery view so I can see everybody. Is it okay with you all if I make you an offer around Breakthrough Mastery, what Preetha is talking about? Is that going to be okay with you guys? Give me a thumbs up or thumbs down. Thumbs up is it means I can make the offer. Thumbs down is no. Okay, awesome. Okay, great. So what I'd like to do is I would like to share a screen and bring in, let me just come across here. And I'd like to show you guys, because a lot of you, when we came to the beginning of today, a lot of you said, right, one of the things that you guys would like would be to increase money. Now, money is obviously a big thing. There's no doubt that if I can help you guys to have more money flow to you, then there's no doubt that your life is going to give you more choices. Money's not going to make you happy. What I'm going to teach you is going to create all the good stuff that you want within you, that when you're stood in front of someone, because guys, in today's world, people's BS radars are alert. If you're standing in front of them, you might be regurgitating the information perfectly, but if your heart and soul isn't in the truth, they will feel that. Now, I want to show you a little video of Simon, who talks about energy. Listen to what he says, and this is what Preetha is talking about. She's talking about creating a level of abundance. And when you start to create this abundance, as she said, she was in front of somebody, and just on the way that she was feeling and the way that she was presenting herself, that whoever she was in front of said, you know what, I want some of that. That's what I want. Give me three of these machines. I don't even need to listen to the presentation now. Just give me the machines because I want to get started straight away. And all of a sudden, you will have that effect. I literally did the same last week, where I had 2 clients of mine, and they bought 2 machines each, and I didn't even present. They went, Skip, what water do I drink? I said, right, I'm going to send you forms. Just fill it in, and they just listened to exactly what I had to say, because they know I'm authentic in that communication. I'm not going to sell them something that isn't going to be a great investment. This is the level of influence we want you guys to have. Now, the reason why I'm showing you Simon is Simon got involved in a deal unbelievable. The day after Breakthrough Mastery, he landed a 320K deal. He didn't even know that was possible, but I connected him. Now, there's 3 levels of mastery that I want you guys to understand. The first level is intellectual mastery. Everyone thinks, oh, now I can think it, I've mastered it. No, guys, that's only level 1. The second level is because what we need to be doing is we've got to be moved emotionally. Otherwise, we're just using the brain. Remember what Bruce Lee said, don't think, feel. Most people can't feel anymore, most adults, because their bodies are going numb. So we want to make sure that we can feel what's right. That's when you start to listen to your own intuition, your own inner guidance. That's the second level. Third level is when it gets ingrained in your body and your body starts to respond before your brain. Otherwise, your brain's going to talk you out of everything. Your body is going to feel it and go, yes, you know what? I need this. I want to do this. We've been guided to go in this direction. And all of a sudden, you let your body make your decisions, because what is in every cell in your body, guys, is the truth. The mind can lie, but the body can't. So have a little look at this video of Simon, and let's have and please listen to the level of abundance that's happened consistently since he's done Breakthrough Mastery. And it keeps going and it keeps going and it keeps going. Because guys, when you get this, if you keep practicing what it is I teach you, it keeps growing. And the changes that you want to experience, they happen immediately, and they happen consistently, providing you keep doing and playing the game of life at this high level. So let's have a listen to Simon.
One of the biggest breakthrough that I had is yesterday, a day after the mastery, my company was awarded a project, and our fees is 320,000. To me, that's an abundance miracle. Now, Skip is really an amazing trainer and coach. But with his training, he's a many first things that I've never done before. So I'm very, very grateful to Skip because of this teaching. I remember in one of the exercises for at least half an hour, I literally feel the energy is coming out from my hand, from both my palms, for at least half an hour. And I was feeling so much energy coming out from me. And when he asked us to let go of our fears that doesn't help us, that stop us from going. So when I start to let go of my fears, like I'm not good enough, like procrastination, right? When I start to let go of that, I suddenly feel very empowered. And I start to declare to the universe that I am a miracle dispenser. Yeah, I love and add value. I inspire and empower people to live a happy, abundant, honest, and miraculous life. So I was going on declaring all the goals and missions that I had. And I feel so much more powerful after that. Now I can just activate my body cells anytime now, so that I can get into a state of high energy and more empowered to love and add value to people. Thank you. One of the most amazing breakthrough that I have is this abundance energy. Yeah, I remember that immediately one day after the training, I got a job, and then the fees is 320,000. And then this abundance energy just continue. I remember by the time in around June this year, our company income, our targeted sales, the income actually has reached 2 million. 2 weeks ago, I got another amazing news. Our company, for the first time, we managed to get this job from the Temasek Polytechnic. It's an institution. The total amount is going to be 66 million for 3 years. And over these 3 years, our fees is about 2 million. 2 million. So that means now my annual sales, our company annual sales target has already reached 4 million. 4 million. So it's way above the 3 million that I had originally targeted for. Believing that it's possible. Yeah. Doing what's impossible become possible. Yeah. So I really want to thank Skip for helping me to receive this energy through his processes and all that, to really let go of those energy that doesn't serve me, you know. And then after that, I'm able to receive all the powerful and positive energy from the universe. For instance, for the universe, that I trust the universe that everything is possible, right? So everything works for me. And then the energy of abundance keep flowing. The energy abundance is still flowing, is still coming. You know, it's all in me and flows through me and out of me. Yeah.
So what I'd like you guys to write down is please type down now, because this is what this comes down to now. You are manifesting what you're focused on. Where focus goes, energy flows. This is how law of attraction works. What you put out there is what you get back. Most people are focused on the problem, so guess what they receive is the problem. Write down now how much money you'd like to earn in the next 6 months. Let's get clear. Don't be crazy and go silly and go from like, I'm earning nothing, but now I want 10 million in the next 6 months. There are steps, but let's stretch it if it doesn't scare you, because what we want to find is you on this journey. We're not going to sacrifice any parts of what you are. And while you're writing down what you want to earn for the next 6 months, I just want to play you another little video, because I want you to connect with people who've been on this event so that you can understand that what we're doing is real. So please do type in the chat, how much money do you want to earn in the next 6 months? We got to get clear, because if you go on Google and just say, well, I just want money, there's no clarity. With clarity, clarity breeds power. Because then what we're going to do is we're going to find parts of you so that you can now find these parts, i.e. these 3 engines, so that you can use all 3 engines to create this life of abundance. But we need a stake in the ground. So in the next 6 months, how much money do you want to earn?
Hi everybody, hi Skip. I want to thank you for an amazing event that we have, Breakthrough Mastery. Everybody, you've got to attend it. The 3 days was just incredible. I mean, 3 days of reset, and I want to thank you, Skip, for always giving us more than what we paid for. Every day you are giving so much. And well, if you are looking for prosperity, attracting wealth, you're looking for resetting your body, love the yoga session every day. And I even love more this group, the tribe, everybody getting together, the energy, that collective consciousness. My goodness, you have to join the class. Thank you so much. And even after the class, you are always in touch. You guys, James, Skips, everybody, what the tribe is awesome. My life, yes. Change. My results, yes. Immediately the 3-day reset, oh my goodness. You will see things start happening, you know, movements start happening, productivity start happening. Don't miss this. Thanks again, Skip. Really enjoy it. Looking forward to the next one. Ciao.
So the reason I'm sharing this with you guys is because I want you to start to see what's possible for you. These are people who've just come on there. They just sent us their video to say, look, thank you so much. So is it okay with you guys if I make you what I truly believe will be an unbelievable offer? So if it's okay, just type yes in the chat, and then I want to make you guys an offer that is, from my opinion, I think it's a no-brainer offer. I think this is what you need to take your life to the next level. So what we're going to do, okay, great. Yes. Okay, awesome. So what I'd like you to do is imagine how these 3 days, these 3 powerful days can transform your life and your loved ones. So this is the science to success, and it's the art of fulfillment. You're going to experience more breakthroughs in those 3 days than you've probably experienced in the last 3 years, maybe even the last 30 years for some of you. We are going to be shifting so much. So this is why I created Breakthrough Mastery. I spent almost 30 years learning this, and I made many mistakes. Coronavirus has created many fears in most people, and I want to show you how you can turn any type of fear into your power, so that no matter what happens, you're going to be able to bounce back and get the results that you want. Most people don't have the balance, so we're going to be giving you mental balance, physical balance, spiritual balance, money balance as well. We want to make sure that we create balance around all areas of your life, and I want to help to fast track the breakthroughs that you need, and this is what we do at Breakthrough Mastery. So my mission, guys, is to simply empower you. So what I'd like to do is please do type into the chat which you'd like. Do you want to be richer? Do you want to be happier? Do you want to grow your finances? Do you want to have more confidence? Do you want to have more energy? Do you want to have a better body? Do you want to have more and better sex? Do you want to create a life of miracles? What do you want? Type it in. Let me know, let me know, let me know. Because again, without you, and you might say, oh my God, I want all of it. Great. This is about creating a life of abundance, because without the right type of energy, and it's this creative energy that you're going to learn how to tap into this on Breakthrough Mastery, and it is the force of life. Because without that breathing through, you guys, you can be given the next tool, you can be given the next strategy, you can be given the next technique. All of that is going to be a waste of time if you don't have yourself in total alignment with the truth. So if you really do want to achieve extraordinary results, I mean, I've just got like a few that I put on the screen here, but to show you the results that I get with people, and I'd like you to imagine what results I can help you obtain. Tamer, he's a movie star client of mine. He went from broke to 4 million in 1 year and doing the biggest movies of his career. And then he gets awarded the Legend in Cinema Award at the British Independent Film Festival. Joel Bauer, a lot of you know Joel Bauer as a coach. He's $12,000 an hour if you want him one-to-one. Joel says, I spent $150,000 to learn things that were incorrect, and what I learned just changed everything. John Lee, he's a speaker that goes around the world. Look at him in the left picture, look at him in the right picture, and he didn't come to me to lose weight. That was a side effect from what he came to me for coaching for, and it was to help him to live an extraordinary quality of life. Kelvin, and by the way, all these are on our YouTube channel. If you guys want to go on our YouTube channel, which is just Skip Archimedes, you can see all their videos on there, and you'll see them telling it in their way, you know, themselves. Kelvin, 90,000 in his account 4 days after Breakthrough Mastery. Carmen, who we see in the lower picture, Carmen was taking 30, 40 tablets every 4 days. She was sick, having these horrible feelings within her body. We get rid of all the pain. She wins an award at a company, an international award, and she then falls in love with a guy, and they have a beautiful baby, and she's now living her dreams. Even my mum, look at the top picture, look at the bottom picture. Very different woman now. And I can tell you now, if I didn't get mum on Breakthrough Mastery, I don't even know if she'd be alive in today's world. So there are extraordinary results that I want to help you guys get. So type in the chat now, are you going to be a victim or a victor moving forward? Because in the first session we did, it's your identity. If you just take on the identity of a victor, guess what happens, guys? You will find a way to make stuff happen. If you become a victim, you're living in the mind. The victim mind is always going to say, oh, I can't afford it. Oh, I haven't got time for it. Oh, I just can't do it. Oh, I'll squeeze it in another time. Oh, I've got a busy schedule. That's the victim mindset, not being able to do what's needed so that you can live your best life possible. A victor finds a way. A victor said, you know what? I can't see how it's going to happen at the moment, but I know I'm going to make this happen because it feels right within my body. So here's the offer that I'd like to make with you guys. So first of all, these are 3 days of massive transformation. Please write these dates down: September 25th, 26th, 27th. So please write those dates down: September 25, 26, 27. So on that journey, what you're going to learn how to do is you're going to learn how to create a better body and mind. Now, how do we do that? Now, when I said to you that wish, if I had one wish, here's what it would be. It would be to learn faster, because that way you can keep learning and growing and becoming more, and you stay with the times. Not learning faster would be like you guys using the first mobile phone ever. You've got to update things consistently. Now, what are we doing? We're updating our phones, we're updating our technology, we're updating our apps, but most people aren't updating themselves. So you're going to go through a process where you're going to learn and be able to memorize things 10 times faster. And you're going to learn how to free your mind as well at the right times so that you can start to connect to a greater source. Now, within that journey, we're going to take you from being somebody's body who, okay, hands up if you'd like more energy. Come on, hands up. Would you like more energy? Okay, great. So what we're going to be doing is you're going to feel more energy within your body. Now, you're also going to go from being a body that craves sugars and stimulants and potentially caffeine and stuff for energy. Guys, we're going to go beyond that. We're going to tap you into stuff where your body is going to become a fat burning machine. And this is why people come back to do it again and again and again, because this isn't about information. This is about transformation. And as you go through the processes again and again and again, what you keep doing is you not just stay in these high frequencies, but no matter what level you're at, there's always more levels to keep playing life at. So we're going to get your body balanced. You will do physical things that you never even thought was possible. We're going to put you into a deep state of alkalinity where disease cannot live or manifest in this state of alkalinity. Most people have acid in their body, and every time your heart beats, guess what that's doing? It's delivering acid around the body. So you're going to have a better body and mind. That's got a value of 2.5K. We're going to teach you how to create abundant wealth. Day 3, we go through all things around money. When I've got you in these high frequencies, and then we go through things around money, and you start to understand there's a mindset shift. You start to understand that money is like water. It's an energy. And if we can start to have money flow to us, then what we're doing is we're just getting in alignment with the truth. And when you're in that truth, you will find your freedom. So we want to make sure that you create an abundant wealth, because nature is abundant. There's an abundance of air. There's an abundance of water. There's an abundance of the amount of trees that grow. There's an abundance of the amount of food that the planet makes. There's abundance everywhere. But if we don't take on an abundant mindset, guess what you're going to attract? A lack, because most people have a lack mindset. So we're going to get you into an abundance wealth frequency where, just like Preetha talked about, because she is glowing and this light is growing within her, she doesn't even have to say anything. She'll be able to walk into a room now and heads will turn, not out of ego, out of her having something that other people want. Sonia has exactly the same. In fact, we'll bring Sonia in a minute, if that's okay. So to do that, we've got to learn how to shift your frequency. So we're going to take you through processes where you're going to be in these higher states of consciousness. And this isn't about me giving you guys more information. It's about giving you guys the transformations. And we do that through activations. And through that, you're going to design a total better way of living. Now, that has a value of 10K. Now, if that 10K got you the results that you wanted in life, let me ask this question. Would it be a good investment? If it got you the results you wanted at 10,000, if it got you the results where you had a better body and mind, you learned how to create abundant wealth, you learned how to shift your frequency so you can keep going in these high frequencies, and you've created a better way of living, which isn't the latest yo-yo diet or gimmick or fad. It's a new way of living. If you paid 10K for that and it worked, would that be a good investment? Of course it would. Now, we're not even asking you to pay 10% of that, guys. We're only asking you to invest in yourself a minimal amount of money, and it's September 25th, 27. And we're only talking about £497, guys. It's such a small investment. Now, for those of you that do invest in today, we're going to give you some bonuses that just make it a no-brainer. Now, if you do want to invest, all you got to do, there's a link on the screen. James is also going to put it in the chat. It's bit.ly/skip wealth offer. That's SKIPWEALTHOFFER. Now, for those of you that invest in yourself today, when we can obviously start running normal events again, we run events all over the world. They're called Supercharge Your Life. We're going to gift you and somebody else a ticket to that event. So you get to choose who you want to bring. You're going to get 2 tickets to that event. Now, they've got a value of £2,000. We're going to gift that to you just because we want you to start to make the changes that are needed in your life so that you can start to create an extraordinary quality of life. Now, as Confucius says, he who masters himself becomes the almighty warrior. Now, we've got, and this E-Class to World Class coaching program, it's all online. It's where you get to find the champion within yourself. So I'd like you to imagine you being your best self. Because then someone goes, oh, how much work can be done in 3 days? Well, believe me, a lot. Especially with what we do. Look, Preetha's even shaking her head going, yeah, a lot can be done in those 3 days. Because it can. Now, we want to make sure that we hold your hand as much as we can so that we can help you walk down that road of greatness. Now, for that, we're going to gift you. Again, you can go on our website, guys. You can buy this for $5,000. E-Class to World, 50 E-Class to World Class coaching sessions. Now, this is where you learn to sharpen your tools. Now, let me show you how this works. Let's say that I've got a knife and I'm chopping this knife and I'm using it again and again and again and again. What's going to happen to that knife? Eventually, it's going to go blunt. If you gave that blunt knife to a trained chef, even a trained chef, if they tried to use that knife, guess what's going to happen? They're not going to get good cuts. The tomato's going to go everywhere. The whole thing's going to be a mess. The first thing they would say is go and sharpen that knife. It's just like what I do with, and this is how I get extraordinary results for people. I help them sharpen themselves. We're going to sharpen your mind. We're going to sharpen your body. We're going to sharpen you spiritually. We're going to sharpen how you connect with people. We're going to sharpen how you connect with yourself, how you connect with the universe. Guys, we're going to sharpen the whole truth around your life. And as soon as you sharpen that knife, guess what? You can give that knife to a child and teach that child how to cut tomatoes correctly. And guess what? All of a sudden, a child can get the same results. And this is how we're seeing children learning faster because of technology compared to most adults, because they're not updating themselves. Guys, you can update yourselves so easily. All you got to do is make this commitment in yourself. Just go to bit.ly/skipwealthoffer and get registered for that event, because these 3 days, I mean, the 3 days alone are worth $497. Let me tell you this, guys. Those people that have come to Breakthrough Mastery, the live event, they all pay £2,000. So you're getting this at a quarter of the price. You haven't even got to leave your house. You haven't got to book a flight. You haven't got to book a hotel. It's a win-win. And we are gobsmacked at the amount of results that we're getting with people. And guys, we've had people who've got billion-dollar companies be on Breakthrough Mastery. I'll give you an example. In fact, let me just make the offer and I'll go through. Let me give you the rest of the offer. So we are going to select 20 people from this. And for those of you that register today, we're going to select 20 people, and 20 people are going to get a one-to-one group coaching session. This is where you get to play in the big league. It means that 20 of us are going to meet. We're all going to be together. I'm going to be going through every single one of you, but there's a preparation that you have to do before this. You can't just come and do it, because preparation, when you're prepared and the opportunity shows up, that's where you get the results. If the opportunity shows up and you're not prepared, guess what? It's going to pass you by and you didn't even know it was there. So what we're going to do is we're going to have 20 of you in a room, and we're going to do it online, and you're going to have laser beam focused energy on you. So I'm going to ask you certain questions. Someone's going to come up and bam, you get to see us cut through the very stuff that was holding you back and open you up to more of that truth. You're going to witness that happening to yourself, but you're also going to get to witness that happening to 19 other people. It takes about 2 to 3 hours, and it's unbelievable. I mean, that people pay. My high-level clients, guys, I want you to know this. I'm doing this because Sam and Bernard are my clients. They're private clients of mine. And I'm also, I'm also involved in Kangen. That's why, we decided, let's get you guys on Breakthrough Mastery, because this can be the shifts that you need. And by the way, guys, Sam was at the last Breakthrough Mastery in Singapore. Bernard was on the last one that we did online. When you guys go through this, you're going to start to give yourself the tools that you need so that you can start to lead not just yourself, but other people to greatness. It's so important that you understand how people in the big league play. So I said to them, look, while we're still in lockdown and life is crazy, I'll gift this to you. When I run this with other people, guys, they all pay 5K, and they all come out of it saying, Skip, I'm so glad I invested that. That was just worth its weight in gold. You guys are going to get given that as a bonus. Now, I was a bit dubious about giving it, because there is this thing, if you don't pay attention. But if you guys have just invested that £497, we're going to gift that to you as well. So here's what you guys are going to get. You're going to experience 3 days of massive transformations. You're going to learn how to get a better body and mind. And by the way, guys, in those 3 days, you're not just going to learn how to get it. You will get a better body and mind. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. And we'll bring Sonia in a minute, because Sonia was in the mind after day one. And her mind was saying, I want my money back. This isn't what I signed up for, because she was forced outside of her comfort zone. And this spiritual element of what she now has was missing. So the mind was coming up with all the reasons why I don't want to do the rest of this. I don't want to commit now. She overrid the mind, and we'll hear a sharing from her in a minute, because this has opened up a whole new way of life, not just for her, but for her and her son. You're also going to get abundant wealth. That's worth 2.5K. You're also going to learn how to shift your frequency, and you're not going to learn it. You are going to actually shift your frequency. I'm going to be taking you through processes where you get this stuff. And when you're in these high frequencies, you're going to be like, oh my God, Skip, this is unbelievable. This is where I want to live the rest of my life, because I can see the solutions. I can see myself becoming everything I came to this planet to be. Because guys, the clock is ticking. Do not waste time. There's going to be a certain time where your spirit leaves your body, and your body and your mind, they will decay. But while your spirit is alive now, don't waste a single breath. What I'm sharing with you now, guys, is life-changing. This is a better way of living. That is worth 2.5K as well. Now, what you're going to get for these bonuses, 20 of you are going to get the one-to-one group coaching call. That's worth 5K. All of you are going to get the 50 E-class to world-class coaching sessions. Guys, these last only 7 to 15 minutes, and you can do them in your own time. You can do them one a day for 50 days. You can do one a week for 50 weeks. It's entirely up to you. You're also going to get 2 tickets to our famous Supercharger Life event that we do all over the world, and you can go to anyone in any country. Doesn't matter. Guys, that's got a total value of over 22,000. Now, what I know about business people, if you're a business person, is business people take action. Business people get started straight away. When they see a deal, they don't need to hesitate. They don't even need to think about it. They're taking it, because that's how they move fast. They make decisions quick. So all I want to ask is, are you ready to invest in yourself now? It's only £497. That's it. Now, what I'd like to do is, can we bring in, and guys, if you do feel that this is right for you, because your mind is going to come up with all the reasons why not. Oh, I can't afford it. I haven't got the time. Guys, the mind is meant to keep you in your comfort zone. It's designed to do that. Your heart and soul, if you're feeling this, then trust in yourself. If there's a gut feeling, if your intuition is saying, let's just do it, then I invite you to make this investment in yourself, because I can tell you now, if you come and do Breakthrough Mastery Online on the 25th, 26th, 27th, on the 28th, you will wake up a new person. Guaranteed you'll wake up a new person. Guaranteed. If you want to wake up a new person, now's the time for you guys to take action. So do we have Sonia on the line? Yes, we do. So Sonia, you was in that position. So can we unmute you just for a second? Where are we? I just want to bring Sonia in, because guys, Sonia was in your position. Now, Sonia, can you just explain what? Let me just try and get Sonia in here.
I'm here.
There we go. Yes. So Sonia, what were you feeling at this point just before you actually registered? Because I wanted to talk through the different levels. So at this point when you registered, what were you feeling?
Okay, do I have a few minutes to tell you a little bit about myself, which I've never shared?
Of course.
Yes?
Yes.
Sonia, can you just keep it to 2 minutes, because we are about to end soon.
Okay, Sam, I'll do it fast. I know. Okay, yeah. Can you hear me?
Yes, loud and clear.
Okay, so I was very fortunate to be with enlightened souls throughout my life, through around 30 years of my life. And I just want to tell you, because I just realized what you've done to me, Skip, how it's all got transformed, because I was listening to their teachings, and virtues and values were getting instilled, and my soul was alive. But when I would move into the world and try to do my bit of fending for myself and my family, I would just be a misfit. I just could not fit, because the soul was, teaching of the soul was different, and mind, I could not relate to the world, and people thought me crazy, and nobody could accept my goodness. They would call me crazy. And when I came to you, I was a lost child. I was lost because I knew that what they were teaching me was good, but what I'm trying to do in the world does not match. So I was off balance. The axis was shaken. And what you did, just like that doctor put that bone into place, what you did was put my spirit, my mind, and my body in alignment. That's what you just did. You brought the energy back to me. You helped me retain the values I gained from these people, and you balanced my mind not to get disturbed and let my body fall apart. It's so beautiful. Thank you, Skip. That's what you've done for me. Thank you.
Bless you. Thank you so much, Sonia. So, guys, all I want to say is that really tune in to your feeling. If there's any part of you feeling that this is going to serve you, then now is the time to take action. You know that the only way that you can move your life forward is to take action. And for that minimal amount, I mean, maybe for some of you, it may be a lot, I don't know. But for that investment of £497, I truly believe it will be probably the best investment you've ever made in yourself. And I know this to be true. Sam and Bernard wouldn't allow me to come and present to you guys unless they knew that I wouldn't just deliver in this training, but I would deliver on Breakthrough Mastery as well. Because what happens in those 3 days, guys, it's magical. We get to rewrite the system. We get to is it on the site?
Not on the site.
So there is a question that says James just asked if there's payment plans. What we can do is if you guys want payment plans, connect with James. We'll get James to enroll you on a payment plan. And all you need to do is email James@SkipArchimedes, or you can maybe put your number in there and they can WhatsApp you, because that'd be faster. So he's going to put his number in there if you guys want a payment plan. Now, all I urge you guys to do is to never leave a place where if you got inspired, get more of that fuel, get more of that energy, get more of that clarity. Because what Sonia was saying is, guys, if you're out of alignment, think about this. If you've got the wheels on your car, just your wheels out of alignment, you can still go through life, but you're going to get pulled in every single direction and you're not going to have a smooth ride. It's going to be like you're on cobblestones all the time. These 3 engines between your body, your mind, and your spirit, we get those 3 in alignment, guys, you will produce results better than what you've seen so far. That I can promise you. So it's been an honor to be with you guys again. Can we all please give Sam and Bernard a big round of applause, because they're great leaders, they're great friends of mine. Sam, do you have anything that you would like to say as well, my friend?
Yes, I do. Skip. Hi, everybody. I'm back here again. Now, the reason why Bernard and I brought Skip here is because we know that it's going to give value to you guys. Okay. And otherwise, we wouldn't be putting Skip in front on stage for you guys, because it would be doing an injustice to you if you were to waste your time and money. What I want to say is, it is really a privilege to have Skip be a part of your life. And this guy is a sage. You're one of the very few people I would call a sage.
Bless.
And guys, you know, I've paid, apart from attending Skip's course, I've actually paid him £1,000 to be coached one-on-one by him for 10 sessions.
No, that was per session.
Say again?
That was £1,000 per session. Yeah,
So,
not for 10 sessions, yeah.
Yes, and I've not paid him for just 10 sessions. After the 10 sessions, I went on to extend another 10 sessions. Okay. Now, what I want to do for you is this. I know many of you, right, you have this like doubt asking yourself, what if I go in there and I don't get any value out of it? Well, I want to say this to you, okay? When you go in there, you have to do some work on your own as well, okay? And all I can say is this: if you see that there's something in you which you need to be a bigger person, spiritually, emotionally, or even mentally, don't miss this opportunity. And the cost is 497. I think consider yourself very fortunate because of COVID-19, you're able to attend this. You're able to attend it for this price. Normally, it goes for 4 times as much, and you don't have a flight. You don't have to fly to Singapore or to London to attend this course. And I always like to use this this comparison. You are all Kangen disputers. There's a cost. There's a what do you call it? There's a price to pay for a machine. The price is the machine that they paid. But what do your customers get out of it? They get a massive value. And this is exactly the same thing that I want you to consider, right? The money that you're spending to invest in yourself of 500 pounds, this is the price that you're paying. I want you to look at and understand what is the possible value that you can get out of attending this Breakthrough Mastery. So guys, you have to, the best investment that you can do for yourself is to invest in yourself, invest in your future. And I've no doubt, I'm certain that if you were to go through this Breakthrough Mastery, you will experience massive results. So that's from me, and I hand it back over to you, Skip.
Oh, bless you, Sam. Thank you so much. And I really felt every single one of those words. And guys, Sam's an authentic leader. You know, I fell in love with Sam when we really started to get to know each other, and he really does. He wants the best for you guys. He's always looking for the next way to add more value to you guys. And that's where, because Sam and Bernard are clients, that we then came up with the idea of why not invite you guys on to Breakthrough Mastery? Because those 3 days, guys, it's like an incubator. You're not going to believe what you go through. I know I'm saying this with words, and this is like, remember that first level, intellectual mastery is just level 1. Level 2 is when we get driven emotionally. If there's an emotion in your body, if there's a feeling in your body that's saying, oh my God, I know I could learn on this event. I know I could grow on this event. I know this event can help me get great results. I need to go on this event. I need a change. If there's something like that going through you, listen to that. Because then what's going to happen is on Breakthrough Mastery, we're going to get it encoded into your cells. Here's what happened, guys. When we get down to the essence of how your life comes out of this physical reality, it comes down to your DNA. All of what you are, you've got DNA in every single cell in your body. Your DNA is encoded in a certain way. I started saying this 10 years ago. I don't want to get all crazy and weird and woo-woo on you, but we literally re-encode your DNA at this event. You get re-encoded so that you experience something different. Your whole blueprint of what you thought reality was is going to change. And just like what Sonia was saying, she understood things from an intellectual level. She had a lifetime of programming from gurus, but guys, it was just information. The information doesn't shift anything. What we need are the activations. When you go through these activations and these processes that we're going to be sharing with you on Breakthrough Mastery, all of a sudden, bam, you get an alignment, and you're going to find that you're going to be in the best ship on the face of this planet Earth. And when I say ship, you're going to learn how to set sail in any direction that you want in life, and you're going to get the results that you want because you're going to be back in the driving seat, and you're going to ultimately, so what you're going to realize, that you're a creative god or a goddess. That's what you're going to awaken to on this event. And I don't say it hyperbole, I say it because it's the truth. And to awaken to those parts of yourself, it's the best journey that we can go on. And when you go on this journey of self-discovery and you find parts of yourself through this journey of life, instead of sacrificing parts of themselves, most people are falling in the trap of going hard in the business, and the mind gets overloaded. So then what happens is, at some level, we go and sacrifice our health in the pursuit of wealth, or we sacrifice a part of ourselves in the pursuit of trying to create our dreams. What I'm going to be showing you guys is how you're going to discover parts of yourself. You're going to find more parts of yourself. And it's the best gift that I truly believe that you can give yourself. So guys, it has been an honor. What I'd like to do now is, does anybody have any questions? Because I know you guys, I know we've overran, but I always want to serve you guys at the highest level. So are there any questions before we close down today's session? And if you have a question, just give me a show of hands, because instead of typing it in, I'll unmute you and then you can come and ask me the question. So are there any questions that you guys have? Or am I now talking to a bunch of enlightened warriors? Right. Right. So, any questions? Any questions? Okay. Okay. Awesome. Well, all I'd like to say left us all speechless. Brilliant. Well, there's a lot that I did share with you guys. Again, if you didn't see session number 1, because I know we had some new people on this session, I invite you to get the replay off of Sam. We recorded today's sessions as well. So if you have any people in your team, any family members that you would like to show this to, please do show it to them, because there's nothing better than transforming with those around you that you love and care about. So guys, it was an absolute honor to be with you for these 2 sessions around Supercharge Your Wealth. I know it was kind of different to how most wealth coaches are talking to you, but I can tell you now, I haven't seen anybody around the world getting results in the way that we're getting results without getting all 3 engines running. You get all of those 3 engines running, guys, and you are going to wake up to finding the champion within you. You're going to wake up every single day to the greatness that you have within you, even in a world that's going crazy. And the reason why I think the world's going crazy is because the people that are making these decisions, they haven't got those 3 engines running. And all of those decisions have been made literally from the mind. What we need to do is we've got to start making decisions from the body, the mind, and the spirit, from that place of harmony, so that we can create that harmony between the body, mind, and the spirit, but in these higher frequencies. We start to do that, guys, and you will lead in ways that you've never led before. You will inspire people in ways you've never inspired them before, because you're going to be holding that high frequency or that higher light frequency within yourself. So wherever you go, you take this abundance of life with you. And that's where you can start to get results like what Simon's got. He invested, what, £2,000, which was 4,000 Sing dollars in that event. And he's manifested millions since. And he says to me, Skip, I wouldn't have done this if I didn't come on Breakthrough Mastery. So if you want to start to get results like that, guys, come and join us on Breakthrough Mastery, September 25, 26, 27. You've got the link. I love you all. Thank you again to Sam and Bernard. Have an amazing day, everyone. And live strong, live healthy, live long. And make sure you live now. Thank you. So thank you all.
Let's all give Skip a big hand. All right. So, guys, we'll be ending this. And if you guys really want to find out more, actually, you don't have to find out more. Just sign up for it. There's nothing to think, right? Don't let your mind get in the way. So, just invest that £500, which is like 3 to 4A, and find out for yourself. You gotta take risks. In this life of yours, right? You really have to take risks. You gotta take a chance. And here, basically, Skip, you forgot to do something.
What did I forget to do?
You gotta give them a money back guarantee on the day 1.
Don't give.
Okay, I will do this, but what we're going to do is I'm going to bring Sonia in as well. So, guys, what happened? Okay, so on the last training that we did, Sam and Bernard asked me to come off of camera, and they said, right, guys, a lot of, because there aren't that many real authentic leaders out there. There's a lot of people that can regurgitate good stuff. There's a lot of people that can talk like in a way where it sounds like poetry and it sounds amazing what they're saying, but it's all at an intellectual level. What you're going to be going through, guys, is going to shift you. Now, what they asked me, they said, Skip, can you come off there? Can we just quickly talk to you? We've got an idea for something. So we're in the middle of the presentation. I said, yeah, sure. So we come off there and they said, look, can they get a money back guarantee? And I was like, well, what does that look like? And they said, can they come and experience 1 day with you so they can at least taste it? But then if they don't like it, they can get their money back. Now, of course, in my mind, I know where they're going. So I know as soon as they get on the journey, they're going to start to understand what's possible. However, I want you guys to understand this. So we're going to bring Sonia back into the mix, because Sonia asked, she started messaging James after day 1. And she said, right, I'm not feeling good. I'm not understanding what's going on. My mind is like overwhelmed with stuff. This isn't what I thought it was going to be. Now, it's never going to be what you think it's going to be, because what you think is going to come from the mind. Guys, what I'm bringing in is the intelligence of the universe, the intelligence that all life is created from. So it's never going to be what you think it's going to be. So she reached out to James and said, can I get my money back? James came to me and said, we've got one person who's asking for her money back. I said, who is it? He goes, Sonia. I said, where does Sonia come from? She goes, Sam Bernard. And I went, oh God. I said, James, if we give her our money back, we're not serving her at the highest level. James started to talk to her and started to communicate to her. She trusted the process. What happened then, Sonia? So talk them through what happened.
Firstly, you said it the 20th time. I feel very ashamed of asking for my money back. And
No,
I want to request Sam not to give this offer, even though he has best of interest for everybody. Because when you give that offer, at the back of the mind, there is a door from which we can slide out. Because if they had not stopped me, I would not have been like this, Sam. I would not have been the changed person you see me. So I request don't. And even if they offer you now, don't fall in the trap. Don't ask for your money back. Continue the whole 3 days, and the third day, you're going to be a different person altogether. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I can also add on to this, Skip.
Yes.
James, I wrote to him, I called him, I said, I'm so nervous. I think I did the wrong thing. I should not have taken up this thing. I'm not fit to do this. And I had all the excuses. I don't have a private place to sit. I don't have proper internet. And I had all the excuses. And thanks to their patience, they said, this is the process. You are going through the process, this withdrawal process, because you're going to have something amazing. And then I just withstood. And after the first session, the breakthrough session, I was the one asking to go for the second one. This is the proof that all these things happen. Be patient and don't withdraw. Thank you.
It's called healing crisis. Healing crisis.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I've reconsidered based on what Sonia has said. I think no, do not give the money back guarantee. Okay, because look, it's only a small price to pay for your life, right? You talk about 3 to 4A commission. That's the downside that you're taking. But consider what is the upside. And listen, I think you have listened to enough of Skip, Sonia, myself, and Prita. So just trust how you feel. Just get off from your mind. The mind is the one which will be stopping you. So with that, we're going to conclude today's session, and we will see you there. We hope to see you there on the 25th to 27th September, right, Skip?
Yeah, correct.
So with that, I'm going to allow everybody to, 1 second, what am I doing? To allow you to unmute yourself and say your...
Color unmuted. Beg, borrow, steal, do it. Beg, borrow, steal,
everybody,
do it.
can you turn on your camera? I'm going to take a screenshot. Put on your best smile. Roy, are you naked or what, Roy? All right, great. So with that, okay, I'm going to call an end to today's call. All the best. Take care, guys. Everybody. Thanks,
everybody.
Yeah.
Love you more and more, Sam. Love
Thank
you
you,
more
Skip.
and more.
Thank you, Skip.
I love you guys.
Thank you very much, guys.
Right,
Thank you.
Love you, Skip. Thank you, James.
Love you too. Bye.
Bye.
Roy, you're here now.